Probably the usual, Dad. What's that? Order Pizza Hut with Cameron and the guys, Then probably rent some videos or the new Fight Night Round 3. We might have a little tournament going on. Put about $5 in the pot each.
Back in my day, we were all
Yeah, Pop, I know. But since then a meteor came down from the sky and wiped out all species that existed during the prehistoric era. And thankfully you made it to tell me the tale of how it was in my day. I'm just kidding, Pop. A little sense of humor. You remember a sense of humor, right? Didn't they have a sense of humor back in your day?
Yeah, Dad, I'm just talking on the phone with you like the good little boy I am. Just ordering pizza and playing video games like I'm still 13 years old. I know that you could probably tell that I'm lying through the skin of my teeth, Dad, but I still want to look like one of the Brady kids who would never think of doing such a horrible act as house party.
And his name is John C.
I'm on the phone. What? Oh, nothing, Dad. That was Cameron asking what time we should order pizza. You know what a little piggy Cameron can be when it comes to food.
Screw you.
Probably Pizza Hut, because they got the right cheese and the right sauce. Plus, the pizza delivery girl is really cute, and I'm trying to get her number. She's a little tease and plays pretty hard to get. So yeah, that's probably going to be our night. How about you? Are you still going on the date with Susan? Outback? Not shabby, Pop. Not shabby at all. And then the drive-in afterwards? Just like when you took the girl Linda out to see Back in the Future and then put the moose on her? Pop, you son of a... But I was only going to say gun. Anyway, some of the guys are showing up and... Anyone yet? Probably needs to head out before Hastings closes. Bye, Pop. Have a good time. Oh, and ask Susan if her daughter is still married. Just kidding, Pop. Love you too. Bye. Damn it, dude. The old man doesn't know when to shut the hell up. He keeps nagging me about the things I'm doing and, I'm like a criminal, and he's the good and bad cop giving me the double talk. He's waiting for me to slip up and confess to some horrific crime I just committed.
Well, aren't you kind of doing something you're not supposed to be doing?
What?
Well, Joe, you shouldn't be drinking, okay? You're going nowhere with all these parties, okay? And you shouldn't be anywhere where people are going to be smoking marijuana, okay?
So, it could be worse. I could have pounds of cocaine on the table and snorting it like I was Tony freaking Montana. I could be selling or buying illegal guns like I was some damn gangbanger. Like that one crazy chick that got her 3-year-old high? Now who's worse, me or her?
You are.
And why is that, Nancy Grace?
Because you lied to your father.
There is no sense of reasoning with you.
What's there to reason with? You lied to your dad, so what? I've lied to my dad plenty of times. Dad, no, I didn't take the Mustang out tonight. No, Dad, I don't know how that scratch got on the Mustang. No, Dad, I don't know when grades come out. That joint is probably Laura's, and she probably placed it under my pillow to frame me. And no, Dad, I did not have sexual altercations with that woman.
I just don't like lying to my father, okay?
Are you kidding me?
Excuse me?
How about the time when you snuck out of the house with me when we were 14 years old to go meet up with Sarah down at the park? Your dad asked what you were doing all day, and you said, played Mario Kart and ate pizza. By the way, what's with you and pizza? Were you an Italian chief in another life?
I don't know. That's what we did as kids, remember? I mean, I understand if you don't because you couldn't remember what happened 10 minutes ago.
I do so.
Really? What girls were we talking about 30 minutes ago?
Vanessa and Kelsey.
Wrong, whiz kid. We weren't talking about any girls. See? That's what I mean. You don't remember nothing.
All right. So I have short-term memory loss. But at least I'm not a liar like you.
What's the use? Anyway, looks like this house is in pretty good shape, my boy. The floors are clean. So clean I can almost see my face in them.
What is that, a horse's ass?
It's real nice. Got the couch out of the living room so no idiot spills anything on it. That way your parents don't notice and have to, dare I say, throw you out. Also, the painting by the door that your mom got in some shop in Vegas is safely in the garage so that any drunken pervs don't draw anything in front of the woman's mouth. Got your dad's relaxing chair out in the house too. Didn't want any young lovers making out on that thing.
Hey, what are you doing? This shindig isn't set to start until about 11, and people won't start showing up till after 12.
Please, for the love of God, stop calling it a shindig. You sound like my uncle whenever he would have cookouts at the house. Every time he would show up, he'd say, "Let's get this shindig started, ladies and gents." Now, where's the Jim Beam at?
Sorry, bro, that's the way I am. You knew that since you first met me. That's the only thing I remember from freshman wrestling. You were always too serious, and I knew someone had to lighten the mood.
Oh, I know your little Bob Hope.
Who the hell is Bob Hope?
He's you, but his routine is better.
Oh, really?
Well, at least in some movies he got the girl at the end.
Ha, very cute. Hey, I've had my share of dames in the past.
That's what I'm talking about. Who talks like that? I mean, who do you think you are, Frank Sinatra?
No. I'm Sammy Davis. A 1, a 2, a 1, 2, 3, 4.
Don't even think about it. We got too much stuff to do anyhow. Speaking of dames, how are you and Maria doing?
Alright, I guess. I mean, we are as close as peas and carrots. We text day and night. She really has interesting stuff to talk about that I never would have thought of.
Oh, yeah? And what do you guys talk about?
Any subject. But I'm not going to talk about it with you.
Let me guess. Oh, how I wish that boys were not such liars and scoundrels. My last boyfriend, Cade, was the worst. At first I thought he was a sweet boy, just because I saw his pockets were fat with Andrew Jackson and the vehicle that was parked in my driveway. Then come to find out, Cameron, he cheated on me. Can you believe that? He cheated on me. That son of a... To think he would cheat with a skank like the one he's dating now on a sweet girl like me? Gee, I can't tell the two apart if you ask me.
Hey, just lay off, Joe. You asked me how it was going between me and her. I'm not going to blab my mouth like a 16-year-old girl who thought she had found true love with a star basketball player.
Come on, I'm just kidding, Cameron. Lighten up. Remember what the Joker always said? Why so serious?
We have our study sessions at Barnes & Noble on Wednesdays and then have lunch or dinner breaks at Wingstop. Funny thing, I never thought I could eat a buffalo chicken wing in front of a woman. I remember when I used to go eat with my family, my dad and me would eat the wings like we were some damn barbarians, chomping away with every scrap of the meat on the bone. Also, we used our hands.
Wait a minute. I thought everyone eats chicken wings with their hands.
Well, not my mom and sister. They ate their wings with their forks and knives like they were eating a steak. I felt embarrassed as a kid because I got sauce all over my mouth, and they would pick at their wings like it was a salad.
That's weird. Do all girls do that?
Probably. For future reference, Joe, don't ever take a girl whose recommendations of restaurants are Olive Garden or Wingstop. It could turn ugly.
I see. Well, thank God I don't have the tolerance for spicy foods as you do. So, I'm good.
Yeah, so is your choice in women. Anyway, though Maria didn't eat her wings the way I thought she would, I got her some plastic silverware while she went to get a Coke. She then came back and said, well, look at that. Some idiots thought this was a 5-star restaurant and used silverware to eat their food. Wow. I just went along with it, of course, and said, yeah, that's just not right. You don't eat chicken with a fork. That's like eating popsicle with a spoon.
That's actually pretty good.
That's what she said. No, not in the that's what she said kind of joke, but that's what she really said. We sat for a good long time till the place closed down. It was an awesome feeling, the two things that I thought would never happen to me. I got a Wingstop's large fries for free, and I had a large conversation with Maria. I never thought I could do that with anyone.
Okay, dude, stop. You're driving me up the wall with that, I never thought I could ever. You sound like a damn love song from any generation known to man. I get the point. She's an awesome chick, right?
Pretty much. Sorry, man. I just need to tell someone because, I keep this stuff bottled up all the time. And I don't want to put this girl on the highest pedestal, just in case she turns out not to be the girl I always pictured myself with. I'm just nervous that she'll stop being the girl who ate wings like a normal person and shared a conversation with me like I was someone important.
Hey, man, I know, okay? You judge somebody because of their appearance and you wouldn't think that they'd be interesting. Then, when you realize that they're not a machine, well, what I mean by machine is that she's not like other girls she's surrounded by, that you think she's a total bitch who wouldn't even have the conversation with you for more than 5 to 10 minutes. Then you get surprised when you learn that she has good taste in classics. Classics like the favorite films you wouldn't think no chick would ever watch, like Pulp Fiction or something. Or she knows who Johnny Cash, the Rolling Stones, the Doors, Conway Twitty, and Elvis Presley are.
Joe, you sure have a funny way of explaining things. But I sure do appreciate it, though.
No worries, brother. So, is Miss Viva La Loca coming tonight?
Well, did you invite Sylvia and Danielle?
She's coming, then. She will not go anywhere without those two. They're like that R&B group, TLC.
How in the world do they remind you of TLC?
Well, Danielle, Danny, is the leader of the group because she's the soccer team captain. She's the only one who has blonde hair and sometimes has a solo in the songs, but she doesn't talk as much as the other two. Now, Maria is chilly because, man, she's skinny, but in a cute and fit way. In every one of those videos, Chilly looks like she's about to run a marathon. And as for Sylvia, man, is that girl tough and scary as hell, just like Left Eye.
How so?
You're seriously asking me that? Dude, she always acts like she's ready to kick somebody's ass, and even if you're a man, she will throw hands on you. Oh, don't get me wrong, Cameron. She is beautiful. So fine. She's got beautiful eyes. That's what I think is attractive. They're blue and green mixed together. There's nothing more attractive than a pair of beautiful eyes. And if you don't believe me, then go listen to any song out there. Country, rock, rap, even opera. It's always the eyes that show the true beauty of a woman.
Huh. Interesting observation of Sylvia. This wouldn't have anything to do with feelings you have for her, would it?
Nice try, Dr. Phil. No, that was a high school crush kind of thing that I had for her. I mean, yeah, I thought the world of her and everything, but like everyone else who figured out Santa Claus was not real, I had to grow up and move on with my life.
To be honest, I always thought you actually had a shot, but it was her fault anyway, bro. She had what my dad calls a wandering eye, always looking for something better. Not saying that you're worse, but you know. She's always trying to find Prince Charming in a room full of paupers, not realizing the paupers were the male versions of Cinderella.
Yeah, she did. I remember our senior prom, I got all dressed up in my tux, clean-cut haircut, and went to pick her up because we were going as friends. By the way, I hate that term. Everything was going all right. You could say it was happening like an 80s flick. Two friends going on a simple date, and then at the dance, everything changes. You two start slow dancing on the floor, and you rest your head on hers because she's really short. Then, as the music gets more and more in your system, you feel her lips touching yours, and suddenly you realize that you two are sharing a kiss. Of course, it didn't happen that way. When we got to prom, we shared a table and had a few conversations, but then after a while it got awkward. I kept looking at my phone trying to find something better or more interesting than the silence and the Allison Cross blaring. You wish you had the balls to just grab her hand and walk out onto the dance floor, but doubt cements your feet to the floor and you just sit there and you just let the moment pass you on and you feel like a plastic bag in the wind.
I remember that now. I was dancing with Kathy at that time when that song was playing. I thought that maybe you both just didn't like dancing. However, whenever Get Low came on, she was out there dancing like a dancer in a 50 Cent video.
Yeah, like the idiot I was. I tried to get in and start dancing with her, but then she backed away from me and drove her attention to Steven Rogers, that son of a bitch. The rest of the night I stood there like a fool watching him and her dance together when it should have been me. Afterwards, the slow dance came on and I wanted to dance with her, but Steven already had her in his arms. I'll never forget the song that was playing at the end, I Crossed My Heart by George Strait. It was always a pain to see her dance with him. Man, just to look at him with amazement and those lust mixed in those green and blue eyes. She wanted him, bro. She wanted him bad, and I hated it. Then later on, she told me that she didn't need a ride home, that Steven was going to take her to see a late movie. But of course, we all know what happened next.
Oh, well. Say, speaking of music, are we using your playlist or are we just going to put it on ESPN tonight?
That depends. Who's playing tonight?
Well, let's see. There's Tech versus Texas. Yeah, it's going to be the game, ladies and gents.
All right, the game it is. Do you think we can order some pizzas later on?
Always 12 at heart. Well, it doesn't matter because you're paying tonight anyways.
Excuse me?
Come on, Joe. I haven't got paid yet, and I'm letting you use my casa.
Suddenly you got a Hispanic accent now because you're trying to impress Selma Hayek?
Yeah, and I'm her Antonio Banderas.
Oh, brother. Well, you better pay me back tomorrow or I'll... Well, have you seen The Sopranos?
Yeah, I think so.
Well, it'll be like one of those beatdowns where I'll probably have to use a shovel on your face just to get your attention. Here, Cameron. Bring me a Twinkie back, will ya?
Sure, but you know, if you eat enough of those, you will become one.
You mean like how you're starting to look?
Screw you.
Even as a kid, you were chunky. And there I am, the front row with my hair all spiked up. I looked like Super Saiyan from Dragon Ball Z. How in the world I thought that was cool is beyond my reach. All those pictures that were in the hall, what order were they in? It's going to be a pain in the ass to put those back, and it's going to be a pain in the ass to see her. Damn, honky tonk, man. Where's the concert?
Yeah, very funny. By the way, when's the next meeting at the Lake Ridge Country Club?
Okay, so, wanna have a quick game before the others get here? We probably won't have another chance.
Yeah, why not? Damn it, that didn't count.
No, I don't think so. Just a practice shot.
Oh yeah, I talked to Maria. She's coming along with the rest of the TLC group. And she's bringing some other people with her as well.
Like who?
I really don't know. I think one of them is Jesse from high school. He was in our English class sophomore year. He would always have something interesting to say about each book. I mean, nobody really paid attention because there were other studs in that class that had a better understanding than the book than even Mrs. Hicks did. But sometimes he would bring up some topics that would cross my mind. Like, it was stuff that Laura used to talk about all the time.
I might remember him. Wasn't he also the guy who always smelled bad?
No, I don't remember that.
Now I remember him. He was also in my speech class. He sat in the back of the row and Brittany would always talk about how she hated to sit behind him because he, quote, smelled like a wet dog.
Well, on Jesse's side, what Brittany considered good hygiene is the smell that's located in a J.C. Penney store. Perfume.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I thought Jesse smelled a little bit bad, but I didn't want to hurt his feelings, so I just ignored it. But Brittany, being the wonderful and caring person she is, didn't.
Yeah, I think I know what happened from there. Jeff told me. You know, from the baseball team. When Jesse turned around to talk to either one of his friends or was just trying to make conversation with someone, Brittany took out a bottle of her perfume and started pouring it down the hood of his jacket.
Yeah, I remember sitting there with Jeff, talking about the dates that were going to be meeting us at homecoming. Jeff then hit me on the arm and pointed to where Brittany was. She was grabbing her nose and, with the other hand, pouring down his hood. All her little friends, Madison, Julie, Summer, and even Drew, were sitting there giggling like it was some kind of crude movie joke. He was just trying to make a friend.
Damn it. You know what's funny in this picture?
What?
That almost everyone in that group has either gotten knocked up, become addicted to something, or has even become a stripper. And sadly, the stripper was Drew.
And may I ask, how do you know this?
Maria told me whenever she went out for her cousin's bachelorette party.
Well, here comes the next question. Did she get a dance from him?
No, I don't think so, asshole. Well, I forgot to ask her that.
It's kind of funny, I guess. A weasel becomes a stripper? What happened to Brittany anyways?
I think after she graduated, she tried to become a walk-on over at Tech. Others said she dropped out and is now becoming a hair specialist.
Good. She'll probably fit right in with all the other gossiping hens. I bet she already put pictures on Facebook of a client's head and is just trying to persuade the others to come and get the same job. I knew it.
So anyway, Jesse is coming along with Sylvia's friends.
How in the hell did Sylvia become friends with Jesse?
Because I think Jesse either works at the same job as her or he goes to the same church with her. I don't know. Maria told me that Sylvia is trying to be nice so that she invited him since he doesn't really have any friends.
That was so sweet of her, I guess.
Hey, stop putting her down. She's trying. It's unlocked. Come in.
Smart, Cameron. Maybe that's the Manson family. Go ahead, invite them in.
Ooh?
You're hopeless.
Hey, whoa! You assholes already started without me?
Damn it, Brandon. This isn't wrestling.
Oh yeah, I almost forgot it's the basketball court.
Haha, really funny, asshole.
What does he mean by that? Oh yeah, I almost forgot about the old Cam here trying out for the basketball team. Only to walk out of the tryouts 30 minutes in.
Okay, boys, I think everyone's heard the story enough in the classrooms, locker rooms, at gatherings such as these. Ha, and then even on the internet. Thanks for that, dick.
What? It was great, Cameron. You walking out there in your red, baggy basketball shorts and your white dress hanging over it. Oh, sorry. I mean your shirt. Going out there trying to dribble a ball. Priceless. I mean, I've seen Muhammad Ali dribble the ball faster than you.
That wasn't even the best part of the tryout. It was the part where Coach made us run suicides, and 5 to 10 minutes in, old Pistol Pete here showed everyone, including the coach, his lunch right there on the court. And then
the coach walked over, asked me if I was alright, and that his black polo shirt got a new decoration. Pizza sauce.
Yeah, and the whole gym was so quiet you could hear a rat piss on cotton. Anyway, I heard that old Cameron just slowly walked out to the locker rooms and never came back.
That was a great story, Brandon. You know, you should be an author if the wrestling career doesn't work out. Oh, by the way, how's the scholarship going?
It's going good. Progress, I think. So I called Coach Richardson from South University and left him a message telling him to give me a call and that I'm ready to show 110% this season. So hopefully that works out. But for now, I'm just at Bob's gym at the Boys and Girls Club, working out with wrestlers from other high schools who are competing this year.
He still coaches down there?
Yeah, you know him?
Yeah, remember Daniel Garcia? He was in my Algebra 2 class. Always a quiet dude, but always knew what he's talking about whenever it came to algebra. I swear he thinks he's that guy from Good Will Hunting. Just sat there and solves problems that even the teacher's aide sometimes couldn't do. Well, during our junior year, he told me that he needed to get some kind of combat sport to get his aggression out and calm his mind down. Reason was that the tax test was coming up. SATs, then his girlfriend dumped him for a baseball player. Daniel needed something to clear his mind. I don't remember who told him to take up wrestling, but the next day, he comes in with his face all scratched up. He told me that he went to the Boys and Girls Wrestling Club to train with a coach by the name of Johnson, and that his first night, he had them paired up with a kid 2 weight classes below him. And well, you know, don't you, Brandon?
Yeah, I know what you mean. Just scrambling for position for that takedown, and usually you get assholes who don't know how to clip their fingernails, and they accidentally scratch your face. I call bull on that sometimes. Anyways, what happened to Daniel anyway? I never saw him that much.
Well, that's because he committed suicide at the beginning of our senior year.
What? Why?
He lost the battle with the depression he had since his girlfriend dumped him.
Jesus, you gotta be kidding me. Over some chick who became one of our poster children for Teen Freaking Mom?
It wasn't just that. His parents got a divorce because his mom found his dad was cheating on her with her best friend from college. His dad just walked in the living room while his mother was watching TV and told her and that he had been having an affair.
Damn, that sucks. Not only being interrupted during a chick flick, but to be told that your spouse cheated on you? It's a tragedy.
That's not the half of it.
Wait, there's more?
Unfortunately, yes. After the divorce, Daniel really never saw much of his mom or dad. I mean, he lived with his mom, but now that she was a single woman, she started to go out. She would never see him at all. She stopped making dinner for the two of them and would just order takeout, while she would go out to see her new friend Joy, which is kind of ironic since she brought everything but joy into their lives. They would usually end the night over at some bar or nightclub.
Yeah, I remember seeing her and some women in there time after time. Me and the guys would joke around about how they were the true definition of cougars. Hopefully I didn't hit on any of them. If I did, it was probably because I had a few too many Jack and Cokes.
Well, while his mom was out, Daniel was always left alone.
What about those friends of his we saw? You know, he was sitting next to them during lunch?
Those little twerps? Those idiots were not his friends. I remember because I used to hang out with them. We would be hanging out all over at Herman's house, and everybody would want to go to the movies. I remember one of them saying, "Hey, we should invite Daniel along." And you know what Herman said to his friend? His amigo? His compadre and all that BS? He just shook his head, grinned, and that was it. Later I asked why he did that, and one of the guys said that it was because Daniel was too annoying. Every time he went to sit down at lunch, he would always be talking about something obnoxious and tried too hard to fit in. He would also make jokes that did not make any kind of sense or were so old, the last time somebody heard it was from the 4th grade classroom.
Well, that's a little harsh.
Well, having no friends and your parents putting you on hold for their selfish needs doesn't exactly help you to have a zippity-doo-dah day.
A slut for a girlfriend does not help either.
Hey, just hold on a second. I wouldn't say Sarah was a slut. She just dumped him because his pockets were starting to get empty, and she was an expensive girl, with expensive needs. So dating a guy whose wallet is full of cobwebs instead of Andrew and Ben's does not help a person like that out. So eventually, she finds somebody that does.
But don't you remember? When she got knocked up, all of a sudden she went to Daniel saying that it's his baby, not whatever poor sap she slept with at Chelsea Evans' party. Daniel, being a sucker for love and already feeling the need for somebody in his life, paraded around school and town that he was going to have a kid. He was working day and night at the grocery store. My dad would ask if he lived there. When the baby came, it sure wasn't his because she told him so after the kid was a month old. That was when the baby daddy reappeared and he told her his dad got him a job working for his company. That's all the magic words he needed to say to make him disappear from Daniel. She just one day told Daniel after he got home from a long day of working that she was leaving him to go live with Oscar's real daddy, and just like that, she was gone.
What a little bitch. What happened to her? I don't hear from her that much or even see her around town anymore.
She went to go live with her supposed baby daddy for about 6 to 8 months until he got pulled over for a DWI, and got caught with some cocaine in his glove department. He went to jail for about 6 months. While he's in jail, she couldn't wait and just went on to the next sucker who fell for her pretty blue eyes. Then moved away with him to San Antonio. That's where the real money is. After a month out there, she moved back because he caught her with his best friend, and he kicked her and Oscar out of the house. Then she decided to change and move to Amarillo where her grandma lives, and stay with her for a little while, until she gets a degree from cosmetology school.
Well, ain't that something? Let me guess, she's one of those hairstylists that have to put up their business card on Facebook every 5 minutes. I knew it! I hate and love it when I see a girl that I used to go to high school with who had this big head, whether it was sports, cheerleading, music, band, even at loving. The attitudes are all big and bad whenever they get out of high school, thinking that the world is still their playground. Then they get out in the real world and find out that getting a degree is not as easy as it is on Animal House. She goes to college, enjoys class for quite a while, then starts to miss them when she finds a new class. Oh, come on, you know, the class of Jack Daniels.
Actually, I rarely see women drink that much Jack. Now, I have seen some girls drink Jack, but that was from a shot class. Honestly, it's really rare to see women drink Jack, except when they're trying to get a buzz on real fast. They realize it's not a beer and you can't guzzle it down and be okay. After a good swig, you already feel the vibrations go down your body and slowly feel the change consume you.
Easy there, Robert Louis Stevenson.
Who?
Oh, that's right, I forgot. Not all of us has a sister for literary expert or high school diploma.
Oh, shut the hell up, Joe. I already told you two jerks. I'm studying for my GED.
Yeah, you sure got a good study plan going for you, huh, pal?
Yeah, studying your little girlfriend.
Why? What a way with words you have, Brandon.
What? Come on. I thought I'm just playing around. She is a very nice girl, and she deserves to have your Gene Simmons tongue in her mouth.
Again, very smooth, Brandon.
Just like Maria.
Well, this party is going to get pretty interesting, I can tell. We got some old flames coming in, and some hopeless romantic individuals joining us tonight. All of us are thinking maybe it's the night we get lucky. which can be defined in different ways.
Like how, Mr. Freed?
First off, genius, it's Freud. Some people, whenever they hear getting lucky, usually think of getting laid. But for simple-minded individuals, such as Cameron might, well, what I used to think, like, maybe at this party you'll witness something extraordinary happen. Now, it could be from winning at beer pong for the first time, or seeing some loudmouth bitch finally lose at beer pong. Others could be that you play beer pong with a very attractive woman, win the game, and you drink all her cups instead of her. Another would be that you meet a girl at the party. At first, you're not sure on whether or not you should give her your time and interest. Then again, being the lovesick puppy that you are, you go ahead and roll the dice.
Roll the dice?
It's a metaphor. Just one of those old sayings our dads used to say. Shut up, the professor is talking.
Anyway, you roll the dice and start talking to her. About 10 minutes in, you realize that the conversation is going somewhere, and not just to awkward silence. You then move towards the couch or backyard where there's less noise, and the two of you, The night goes on, and you realize you've both been talking for 2 straight hours.
That was absolutely beautiful. No, really. I think you actually moved me for a little bit. You sounded almost like that one writer.
Really? Which one?
I don't know. The guy who wrote that one book we read sophomore year.
Still not helping.
Well, sorry. I never paid any attention in that class. I mostly either used the book as a pillow or would watch Lisa Marie read.
That makes it sound like you were stalking her the whole time.
I was not. What's wrong with staring at a girl who's beautiful?
Everything on so many levels, man.
Great Gatsby! That's the book you were reading in class, right?
I don't know. All I know is that the book is about the guy who throws all these badass parties, but he wants the love of his rich girl who's married to another man.
Yeah, that's the Great Gatsby. How in the hell do you compare Joe to F. Scott Fitzgerald?
Who?
The dude who wrote the book you read in? Whatever. It doesn't matter.
Cameron, for a guy who doesn't like books, you sure remember the authors who wrote them.
Well, when you're in the same class as your buddy, you probably remember who the author is.
Really? I didn't know you were in that class.
I usually never showed up.
Thought the book sucked too?
No, I mean, I liked Fitzgerald. Laura used to always read Fitzgerald whenever she lived here. Her favorite was his first story, This Side of Paradise, if I'm not mistaken. I just didn't like the class.
Why? The class was so easy. I heard that y'all never actually had to read. You just listened to a tape of someone reading Fitzgerald.
That was the problem. We barely read.
What the hell is the matter with you? Who cares? That means we didn't have to take any stupid books home and read them like the kids in the AP classes had to.
I'm just saying. I would have liked to read the book on my own instead of some 50-year-old man reading to me. I was falling asleep listening to that geezer. So, I barely came to class.
Okay. So I'm confused here.
You're always confused.
You barely showed up for class. But how in God's name did you make A's in the class?
Well,
Laura.
Actually, wise guy, it wasn't Laura.
Spark Notes?
Not even. Yeah, I tried both. I tried Spark Notes, and it didn't work because on the first quiz I got a D. Then I tried asking Laura for a summary of the book. But of course, Professor Laura refused to help me. She just handed me a copy of her book and told me to read it or else fail, and take summer school while all my friends headed out to the lake.
I gotta admit, Laura does appreciate her literature.
No kidding. So with no other choices, I went into my room and started reading about Mr. Carraway, Gatsby, and Miss Harlot. Daisy.
You never told me you read The Great Gatsby.
It was none of your business.
Why?
Because I didn't want you to ruin my imagination of the book. I didn't want you to give me a lecture about how Fitzgerald wrote the book to symbolize the Roaring '20s. I know it's about the Roaring freaking '20s.
I don't sound like that.
I beg to differ.
You need a lecture, Conan the Barbarian.
You see, it's crap like that made everyone on the wrestling team hate you.
Who cares if the wrestling team hated me?
You always walked around like some big book reading scholar and thought that everyone around you was an imbecile. There's more to life than reading books.
Okay, first, Brandon, shut up. I'm not much of a reader. If there's anyone out of this group who should be a bookworm, it should be Mr. Cameron over there. He's the one who calls the aspiring writer his sister. So, again, he should be the one walking around reading some kind of novel. He should be the one reading Fitzgerald, Hemingway, Hinton, and, even Tim O'Brien's The Things They Carried, since he was thinking about joining the military. You should have read that damn book. You would have had a better understanding about the cons of war, instead of the nonsense you see when playing Call of Duty. There's many ways war can hurt a body. And 2, jackass, I know there's more to life than reading books.
The bell tolls. They're here.
And now, the real fun begins.
So it seems.
Hello. Hi, Cameron. My text, you sure do look extra purty.
Well, thank you, Miss Kitty.
Who?
Never mind. Anyway, you look gorgeous, as always.
Kiss ass.
What was that?
Well, I was wondering how you could fit in those tight jeans.
Oh, sometimes you're the worst.
Oh, but you still love me, sweetheart.
I guess.
Hey, excuse me, miss. I do believe that's my cup you just picked up.
It's okay, Joey. We got plenty of cups here under the table. How about a game? You and Brandon against me and Sylvia?
Sounds good to me.
All right.
Actually, I'm gonna sit this one out. I need a few more of these to keep me going.
Okay. Jesse, why don't you come over and play with us?
I'm not very good. Is that okay?
No. If you can't play, then get over by the wall and watch.
Really, smartass? This is coming from the idiot who lost to two 8th graders last summer.
Hey, I was super drunk. My hand was cramping, and...
And the sun was in your eyes.
Shut it. Okay, fine. You're on my team, Marilyn Manson. Just try not to miss the table completely.
Okay, coach.
Well, all right, Manson. You shoot first shot, then. Just try to aim anywhere in the middle.
All right.
Just don't overthrow it like Cameron over here, and get it stuck under the tables. Whoa!
What?
That's a pretty good shot. Happens to beginner all the times, though, until they get cocky and overthrow the ball.
Well, I guess it's better for one to be humble all the time then, right?
True, but that's no fun. Like my dad always says.
It's hard to be humble. You know, Mac Davis, that guy who wrote Happiness in My Rearview Mirror, you guys know. And I thought happiness was Lubbock, Texas, was in my rearview mirror. My mama kept calling me home, but I just did not want to hear it.
I might know who you're talking about. What, just because I'm Latina doesn't mean I don't know what country is.
No, it's just surprising that...
Then what? Please, Cameron, do tell.
Well, it's just because...
It's just because it's a very old song.
Sure.
Come on, Jess. Bet you can't do it twice.
Hold off a minute. The guy can wait his turn. It's my shot.
Great shooting, Tex.
Shut up, Butch Cassidy.
Oh, get lost.
I'm sorry. Did I hit a nerve spot?
No, that's your problem. You don't know where to hit it.
The hell are you smiling at, freak?
I'm sorry. I don't think it was funny, but everyone's laughter seemed to get me smiling. I guess I just like how everyone gets all riled up whenever someone delivers a good joke or a zinger.
You keep smiling, brother. The next thing stinging will be your nose after I crack it.
Guys, both you chill out. Jesse, why don't you sit this game out and let me take your place? Go get a drink from the cooler. It's on me, bro.
Sorry if I offended you, Brandon. I didn't mean to make fun of you.
Yeah, whatever.
Hi, you must be Joe.
That's what Jared and Samantha Reynolds named me.
So Sylvia tells me you guys used to be old chums in school.
You don't say, old sport.
Hey, that's from The Great Gatsby, right?
Yep.
Yep. Say, do you read a lot of Fitzgerald's work?
Just The Great Gatsby and This Side of Paradise.
Hey, I've read that book too.
Really? What did you think about Frederick killing Henry to become the pirate king of Paradise Island?
Well, wait a second. Are we talking about the same book? Because the main character's name is Amora Blaine, and he doesn't have a happy ending. Rosalind, the woman he loves, leaves him for a wealthy man, and the ending is fascinating and true as well. That famous lines of, I know myself, and that's it, has so much meaning in my opinion.
Oh yes, I'm sorry. I was thinking of another author. Anyway, though, yes, that line does have a lot of meaning to it. However, I might have a different interpretation to what scholars might have thought.
Oh, please do tell.
Well, I enjoyed how Amor yearned to find a better understanding for the elements that go with life, like love, sex, and knowledge. He would read constantly and ask questions, not only from his parents, but from his professors as well. He seemed to be quite like myself. I mean, he wanted so much to understand why everyone is the way that they are and what drives the other sex into falling in love with someone else. When he stands on the hill at the very end of the book, I think I figured out what he realizes.
What was it?
That there's no use in trying to understand life. You just gotta understand yourself and use it to your benefit. Well, hey, it was great talking to you, Mr. Hemingway. Maybe we'll talk again some other time.
Oh, okay.
Hey,
Hey.
so I got your text.
Really?
So?
So what?
So what are you gonna do?
I already took care of it.
What do you mean you already took care of it?
I mean, I already took care of it.
Maria, did you?
Hey, beautiful, how's it going?
All right, just playing some Angry Birds.
Why don't you put the phone down and play a game with us?
I'm good, Cameron.
Well, you want a drink or anything?
I'll take a Coke, actually. I really don't want a beer.
Yeah, sure. I'll be right back.
Maria, we need to...
No, we don't. It's done. I don't want to talk about it with you or anyone else. At least not tonight.
So, Joey, you gonna avoid me for the rest of the night?
Maybe.
Oh, don't kid yourself, Joe. You miss seeing me. Don't deny it.
Missing you would be like Texas missing a dust storm.
You're so funny, Joey. Remember when I used to call you that? I think it was junior year?
How could I forget? Mr. Parrish thought it would be cool to give out everyone nicknames in class, and sure enough, he gave me Joey.
Yeah, I thought it was funny. Hey, Joey, he would say, how's the boss treating you? And you said, my name is Joe. You never did have a sense of humor.
Wait a minute. If I do declare, you weren't so hot about your nickname either, Milvia.
Well, yeah, because it was stupid. He just rhymed my name like that stupid song we heard in the kindergarten.
What song?
You know, the rhyme song.
Yes, the rhyme song is easy to find.
You know, Peter for feeder, fee-fi for feeder, Peter.
No, that's not ringing a bell.
Oh, well. How's life been treating you?
You know, it's good just working, reading, and...
Some things never change with you.
Oh yeah, what's that?
Well, you always loved to read. I remember in class you'd always be reading some book.
No, I didn't.
Oh, yes, you did. Sophomore year, Danielle and I came over to Cameron's to watch you idiots play NCAA 09 on Cameron's new Xbox. There was Cameron and someone, I think it might have been Brandon, playing the game while you were sitting on the other side of the couch reading the assignment Mrs. Garland gave us that day.
I just wanted to get the assignment over with for the weekend.
Oh, bull, Joe. You wanted to get your hands on something you could read. I remember Cameron telling me you already read 2 to 6 chapters ahead of everyone because you were so excited about the story.
Okay, you got me. I did it because I was in love with the story. Case closed, Holmes.
Sherlock Holmes reference. Nice.
I thought you'd appreciate it since you used to be a bookworm.
Okay, just because I read 10 pages of Sherlock Holmes doesn't make me as much of a bookworm as you.
Whatever helps you sleep at night, bookworm.
It's good talking to you, Joey.
Likewise, beautiful. So how have you been? You going to school at Tech?
Yeah, I'm undecided right now because I'm at a crossroads.
Oh, really? What's that?
I really don't know whether or not I should still stay in school.
Why?
I don't know. I guess I just started to lose that fire I had whenever we were juniors in high school. I just didn't have that hunger like when I took the tax test. I wanted to become the first person in my family to graduate from high school, and the tax test was blocking my way of reaching that goal. So I remember having those study sessions at my job and the study parties me and you had at Pistachio's Pizza.
Those were called study sessions?
I know. Anyway, when I passed the tax, I felt like I had just won the World Cup. I felt like I beat Texas. But now that I've gotten to college, I feel like I've got nothing else to prove. I mean, I just graduated from high school. No one, not even my family, believed that I could do it. So I felt like I didn't need to be there.
Well, I mean, college isn't for everyone, Sylvia.
Yeah, it's meant for bookworms like you.
Sort of, I guess. So, if college doesn't work out for you and all, what are you going to do?
I was thinking about either becoming a nurse or going to cosmetology school.
Oh, brother.
What?
Oh, nothing. So, how'd you meet Jesse?
He goes to our youth group down at the church, and I thought it would be a good idea if he came with us tonight.
That was nice of you.
It wasn't my idea. Our pastor suggested that we let Jesse hang with us, and I thought it would be a good idea to invite him to a football game since normal people like you guys love football.
I don't really like football.
I was talking more about Cameron and Brandon.
Okay, that makes more sense. But still, it is nice of you to bring him over here.
Yeah, I guess so, but he just, for some reason, gives off a weird vibe whenever you're around him.
What do you mean?
I don't know. It's not like a scary vibe, like he's gonna kill you, but it's more like
Like what?
like he's observing you.
And that's not creepy?
No, it's not like he's some dude who watches girls undress on a computer. He's more like an alien or something, trying to understand Earth and all the inhabitants that live on it. Kind of like that movie with Keanu Reeves, The Day the Earth Stood Still.
Interesting. I mean, he sounds and looks like an educated guy.
He is when he wants to be. Whenever we're in church, he's always sometimes gives his interpretation to the Bible or what happened to Moses, Noah, and etc. Other than that, he just sits in the back of the room writing on some notepad. It's like he's taking notes or something.
Maybe he's an angel sent here to take notes about the world.
Well, if that were so, we're in some deep trouble. Well, let's go watch the rest of the match.
Scared, buddy boy? One more shot to end the game.
Not on your life, Butch.
I'm gonna make you regret saying that. I'm sorry. If I'm the Butch, Then that makes you my bitch, isn't that it?
Easy. It ain't over till it's over.
Nice shooting, Danielle.
Thanks, Jesse James.
Yeah, thanks, Jesse James.
Hey, it was a close game, Brandon.
Clearly. Huh, smart ass.
No, if you weren't drinking so much alcohol, then you probably would have had a better aim.
Whatever. I'm going on a smoke break. Anyone want to join?
I'll go.
Yeah, I need to get smoke.
What about you?
I'll go, but I won't smoke.
Of course not.
Hey, where are you guys going?
Smoke break.
Always. When we come back, they go out.
I don't mind.
Well, I don't either. I sure do love these Coca-Cola cans with a Santa Claus on them.
What do you mean?
Well, they bring back some memories from when I was a boy.
Oh yeah, like what?
2001, Christmas Eve. My parents couldn't get in because of work, so Laura and I had to improvise on what we were going to do, what we're going to have for Christmas dinner.
What did y'all end up doing?
Oh, we found some glass Coke bottles in the fridge and ordered a pizza from Pizza Hut. The best part was that we had to go get the pizza because the roads were too bad. So we bundled up as much as we could and walked 4 houses down to get it.
Sounds like a good Christmas to me. Tell me, what else happened?
Well, after we got back from Pizza Hut, we ate like a king and queen. After that, I wanted to watch Santa Claus is Coming to Town on TV. However, the cable was out, so we had to improvise again. At first, Laura and I played North Pole, where I was the elf and she was Santa, because she was in charge, of course. And we jumped on the couch, sled, and would go to any destination we pleased.
Oh, that's so cute.
Afterwards, Laura, being the little reader she was, decided to read me A Christmas Carol by Charles Dickens.
Oh, that's adorable.
I fell asleep after Marley's ghost showed up.
How rude, Cameron.
What? I was a little boy. I wasn't as much into literature as she was.
How is Laura?
She's wherever she is, I guess.
What do you mean by that?
I mean, she's wherever she is. Last I heard, she was going to New York City.
I thought she was in Florida.
No. After 3 weeks, she decided that Florida wasn't her kind of place. So, like a gypsy, she left.
Wow, what freedom she has.
Yeah, great freedom for someone who hasn't got a nickel to her name.
Why would you say such a thing about her?
It's true. She has no job. She just takes side jobs whenever she stops by any small town, and then whenever she gets bored, she packs up and leaves.
I don't think that's such a bad thing. I mean, she's living a carefree life.
She doesn't have a plan or anything. It's like she doesn't even care how everything will happen in the end of her life. She doesn't care whether or not she's going to die without having security. I mean, it's wonderful at first, going from city to city, living without a care in the world. But sooner or later, the road ends, and then what's next in her life? She can't always be living the life of Sal Paradise from on the road, and one day she'll have to finally grow up and get a job or career like the rest of society.
Oh, Cameron, I didn't know you felt that way.
I'm sorry, Maria. I really don't like being like that in front of anyone, especially you.
It's okay, Cameron. I completely understand. I believe it's good to vent.
Yeah, but I don't like doing that. I like being the happy guy around everyone. I don't like being an asshole like Joe or Brandon. I like being the lovable teddy bear, that took you to the county fair.
Yeah, the same guy who tried like 1 billion times to win me a stuffed animal, but instead bought me cotton candy.
Yeah, that same guy. Maria, what do you think about us?
Cameron, I don't know. I never had any luck with guys.
So you're saying you had better luck with women?
That's not what I mean. I mean, I don't know whether or not I'm willing to take the risk, especially now and with you.
Wait, what's wrong with me?
Nothing, Cameron. It's just, I don't think you would want a girl like me.
You are the girl for me.
Cameron, I'm pregnant.
What?
I mean, I'm pregnant. I found out a week ago.
I don't understand. I don't understand. We never...
I know.
So I'm all ears. What happened, Maria? How are you pregnant when we haven't done anything? I know I'm not a doctor or anything, but I think it takes 2 to make a baby. So please, elaborate.
Cameron, please,
What? Please, tell me what did happen. Wait, with whom?
It was last month at Cassidy Blanc's party. I went with this guy and I was talking to him.
Jesus, this is a great start.
You and I weren't talking much back then. And I was talking with this other guy and...
Get on with it.
You know, I don't have to explain anything to you if you're going to act like this.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm just a little shaken that this girl I've been talking to has already been talking to somebody else and has already nailed him. Oh, wait a minute. You wouldn't even let me kiss you after a few dates. So yes, I'm sorry if I'm a little pissed, Maria. No, wait. I'm not pissed. I'm downright enraged. You know something? I really don't care if you tell me or not. I could probably ask Jo since she was there and everything. Oh, Lord, no. No, please, for God's sake, no. Maria, please tell me that out of all the drunken son of bitches at the party, you did not. Damn it!
I got into a fight with the guy I came there with, and I was going to call you,
Oh,
but...
please.
I was, and Joe was there, and it didn't look like he was having a good night either. We started talking and then moved into the backyard. We had a few beers, and after the party ended, we decided to drink a little more at my place, and...
Forget it. I get the picture.
Cameron, please, I'm sorry. I just don't know what to do right now. I was thinking about taking care of it, but I couldn't. I just couldn't, Cameron. I was in that ice-cold waiting room trying to remind myself the pros that would come of this. And you know what? I actually found some good opportunities that would come my way if I did go through with this. How selfish is that? I actually believe that everything would be the same if I let some doctor kill this little being inside me, just so I could go for $2 Long Island teas at Harry's on Tuesday. I couldn't even look at myself through the reflection of my phone. I just got up and left. Now I don't know what to do next. I mean, I can't tell my father. He'll be heartbroken. He's so proud that I'm in college. Even though it's a community college, he believes I'll be able to make the dean's list. I can't just face him and say, "Hey, Daddy, I got knocked up, and here's the kicker. It's while I was in college." I know this means that probably my days as a college student are over. Oh, yeah, sure, tons of mothers have been able to do in the past, but I just don't think I could. I wouldn't be invested in my child. Jesus, it gives me chills saying that. I don't even know what to tell Joe. I mean, he thinks I already took care of it.
Yes, poor Joe.
Cameron, please don't.
Get the hell away from me.
This is a good game. I think Texas might actually lose for the first time this season.
It seems like it.
Now I really wish I would have taken that bet against my cousins on Texas losing this game. I would have made some money.
Oh yeah? How much?
About $30-40. Hey, $30-40 can get you anywhere if you know how to use it.
Such as?
Like going to see a movie at the drive-in. It doesn't cost much to get in, and if it does, you could always sneak your friends in by hiding them in the back seat with a blanket over them. It's like sneaking into Mexico. Then there's food. Now, don't get me wrong, the food at the concession stand is not that bad, but it's pretty expensive. So with the extra $20 I could go to McDonald's and get about 10 double cheeseburgers and a large Coke. Hey, that doesn't sound like a bad plan.
What would you really do with the $40, Danielle?
Probably ask my brother to buy me some cheap tequila and then a pack of cigarettes. Don't judge me, Jesse. I know we all go to the same church, but please don't give me the same look that my friends' parents and the pastor give me whenever I walk in every Wednesday night and Sunday morning.
I'm not going to judge you, Danielle. Sadly, it's not like you're the only one in church that sins differently. There's a quote I once heard someone say to a group of ladies at church. It was a woman who was once a prostitute who was trying to quit for the good of her son. And I remember during the pastor's service, there were people snickering, pointing, whispering things like, "Oh, she really wore that to church?" I mean, I didn't know it was Halloween already, and I sure hope she doesn't go up to the pastor and shake his hand. I mean, I wasn't shocked or surprised, to say the least. And then one day, she heard one of their comments and walked up to her and said, "Don't judge me, because I sin differently."
I think I might know who you're talking about. I've seen her a couple of times now. She's about 2 or 3 years older than us. She tried our Wednesday night class, and I remember all the guys couldn't stop staring at her. I thought she was pretty beautiful myself. The girls couldn't stop giving disgusted looks and would text each other about how this slut didn't get struck by lightning whenever she walked into the building.
Well, I mean, it's not that surprising, it's just disappointing.
I'm with you on that one. I mean, whenever the pastor or even our class instructor tells us they understand what's going on in today's society, it makes me want to jump up and say, "Really? How could they possibly know what a person is feeling at the time? I mean, they're too busy making sure they're taking pictures at their fundraisers to let people know they were there. And how could they possibly know whenever half of the time they don't know half the people in the church? I mean, yeah, the church might be big and all, but it would help if the pastor was there to at least walk up to you and say, 'Hey, Danielle, how's school going, or the soccer team doing this year?' It's usually just him walking up and saying hi, and that's it."
Well, I think sometimes people forget the big picture when they get caught up with other things. They think that maybe this way is better to get through to the kids than by dragging them out to some farm and having them plant trees. And they think that if they work together that maybe they won't be so distant from everyone. They won't wear strange clothing, listen to weird music, or talk in unusual vernacular if they work together. And sadly, that's not the point. The main point is what friends, family, and even pastors forget whenever they try to get through to kids everywhere.
And what's that?
Listening.
Touche. Cheers to that.
Cheers.
I guess next time I'll tell Andrew to get a different brand, because I don't feel a buzz coming over me.
I don't feel anything either.
That's because you only had one drink.
Yeah, that might be it. Or it could be that you can hold your liquor.
That might be the case. Say, this is the first time we've really had a conversation. We've never said a word to each other in school or church. What do you think caused that?
Cameron and Joe's fight?
Maybe so. You think we should have gone out there and tried to stop it?
No, I think you did the right thing.
Yeah, I guess. But they're my friends. But then again, how would I stop those two from fighting? I mean, I'm better staying in here with you than standing out in the backyard watching Sylvia screaming at Cameron to stop hitting Joe and comforting poor Maria as she's sobbing. Then here's the best part. Brandon will try to be Mr. Peacemaker and separate the two. However, Dumbass will get hit by one of them and then he'll start fighting right with them. It's ridiculous. My daddy taught me that a long time ago. He said don't try to play peacemaker in situations like these. Usually it's the peacemaker who gets hurt the most.
Interesting.
Exactly! I'm just gonna sit here, drink my beer, and watch the second half of the game undisturbed.
Well, hi there, Freddy Krueger. You okay, Cameron? Because you look like crap.
I'm fine. I'm going out in the front yard to chill.
Well, at least that's over. I thought more of them would. Cameron, wait. Damn it. Where's Cameron? He didn't take his truck, did he?
Nope. He just went out to the front yard.
Okay, good. I think I better.
I really don't think that's a good idea right now.
Why?
Because he looks like a caveman who just smashed in Barney Rubble's head. I bet he doesn't want to be bothered by anyone.
I just gotta talk to him. I gotta go.
Why don't you just let him cool off and watch the rest of the game with us?
Excuse me? Nobody was talking to you.
Relax, Maria. He was just trying to help.
Well, I don't need his lip. Actually, where the hell were you when Cameron was beating the life out of Joe?
Watching the game?
Seriously, Danny? Wow, Danny. Wow, that's all I gotta say.
What?
Oh, don't play stupid with me. You could have stopped it instead of watching the stupid game with this freak. Instead, Cameron looks like he's about to commit murder while Joe looks like Rocky Balboa.
You've actually seen Rocky?
Please stop talking.
Oh, stop being a drama queen, Maria. There's nothing I could have done to help keep those two apart. Besides, it's your fault anyway.
What was that?
I said, because it's your fault anyway.
I can't believe that.
What? That you're the cause of tonight's entertainment? Or that I'm the one pointing it out to you?
I can't believe that my own best friend would...
Oh, shut up, Maria!
Huh?
You heard me. Shut your damn mouth! I swear you're like a baby or a 5-year-old who's about to get a spanking whenever her parents figure out it was her writing on the wall. You panic and try to make them feel sorry for you. You sure weren't thinking sorry whenever you wrote on the wall. You weren't exactly panicking the next day after the party. You were actually bragging about how you had the best night of your life. And...
Okay, I get it. I'm a bad person. I made a mistake. I mean, I liked Cameron.
Oh, stop it, Maria.
I actually did. He just never had the courage to ask me out on a date, and...
Actually, he did, but that's when you were talking to Drake. You remember? He was the one who rocked your world. Cameron was trying to talk to you, but you ignored him. Then after Drake started dating Cindy, you thought, hey, Cameron's a nice guy. I wonder what he's doing.
I did. I knew after Drake that Cameron was someone who I could trust, someone that I could feel safe with, and someone who just wouldn't make me think twice on whether or not he was fooling around.
But then came the party. You knew Cameron was working that night, and you decided your sorry behind couldn't show up with nobody, so instead of calling me, by the way, thanks for the invite, you called Alan, a guy who you had been talking to for 2 weeks. Actually, about the same time you started talking to Cameron. Face it, Maria, you're just sad because you lost the only person who would have probably gave you the time of your life, not just as a lover or a friend, but as a boyfriend or even future husband.
Go to hell, you stupid dyke!
Forget her.
I'm fine. Let's just watch the rest of the game. Or I guess not.
Where are Cameron and Maria?
Out front.
Well, that's probably where they should be. Have you two been in here the whole time?
No, we went over to 7-Eleven and robbed it.
Okay, smartass. Well, you guys sure did miss a show.
2 dudes fought it out. Gee, what a show.
It was more than that, Danielle.
Okay, I'll bite. What happened?
Well, you know, Cameron came outside looking like something was bothering him, and then Joe came out telling him that it doesn't mean anything. We were both drunk, and I'm sorry. Then Cameron told him to leave and started walking towards the alley, and Joe reached for Cameron's shoulder, and then Cameron turned around and punched Joe in the eye.
That's when we took off into the house to get Maria.
Yes, well, Maria and I went back into the backyard and saw Cameron and Joe wrestling around in the yard. Maria started screaming and sobbing and telling Cameron to stop it, and then she started yelling at Brandon.
Why was she yelling at Brandon?
She was asking him why he wasn't trying to stop it.
Why didn't he?
Well, he thought it was a good match. Soon enough, Maria's sobbing and screaming forced him to run out and separate the two. Cameron, still enraged, swung and accidentally hit Brandon in the nose. When Brandon's nose started bleeding, he started cussing Cameron out and told him to go cool off before anyone else, like himself, gets hurt. And Cameron went back into the house.
Told you. If you try to break up a fight, usually it's you who gets a busted nose.
Yeah, well, anyway. After Cameron left, Maria went over to check on Joe to see the damage he took.
Well, that's very sweet of her.
Tell me about it.
How bad does Joe look?
Just a black eye.
Not too bad.
Who's winning?
Tech, I think.
You either know or don't.
Tech's winning. So how's the nose?
It's great. Nothing to worry about. But, what the hell started that, Joe?
Wow. Texas might actually lose. This is a night we sure won't forget.
Oh, you bet we won't.
No, you didn't answer my question. Tell me, what the hell was that all about? I think I deserve to know since I was the one who almost got a new nose job. So tell me, what the hell was that about?
Anyone want the last beer?
Actually, I do, please.
Go for it. You probably need it more than I do. I'll stick with Coke. Sorry about tonight, everyone. I really wish that didn't have to happen tonight.
Okay, first, Cameron, she wasn't your girl. And second, again, we were both drunk and...
Oh, just shut up, Joe. There's no way getting through to him.
Jesus, I wouldn't blame him. What's wrong with you, Skank?
Don't call her that.
Why? It's the truth, ain't it?
This is none of our business, Brandon.
Are you kidding me? Look at my nose, bitch. Cameron made it my business whenever he decked me in the backyard. And I probably stepped in some dog crap trying to pull the two apart.
I don't care. You don't ever call a girl a skank. I just don't like it.
Oh, brother. What's the matter with you, man? Ever heard of the phrase, bros before hoes? I mean, I wish I'd known this earlier. I would have let Cameron beat the tar out of you a little more.
Okay. I get it. I'm the worst friend ever. There, happy? Maria, you never gave him a chance. You kept leading him on and on. I mean, if you really believe that he was the one, then why in the hell did you wait until now? Seriously? I mean, did you want to make sure that there weren't any other contestants that might have been better than Cameron here?
That's not...
Oh, save it. You know, deep in your heart, that there was nothing going on between the two of you. I mean, friendship, if that would have lasted, you'd stop talking to him for a month or so, and then whenever things weren't looking too hot for you, you'd probably think to yourself, I think I'll call what's-his-name and see if we can catch a movie. And yes, Maria, that has happened before. I remember every day the son of a gun was happy that he got a text message from you, and it would all be sunshine and rainbows. And you know, I just hated it. I knew you were leading him on, and I wanted so badly to warn him. I just couldn't. I knew he wouldn't listen to me, so I decided he could learn his own way.
Yeah, you sure taught me, huh?
Actually, I think I did.
What?
I taught you not to trust anyone. That the only person to look out for is number one. There are no friendships anymore. No trusting one person or the other. I mean, when I went to that party, I wasn't just thinking, gee whiz, I'm gonna get with Maria. Which I didn't know she was gonna be there, by the way.
Yeah, sure.
I mean it. I was there with some friends from work, you know, and I saw Maria sitting there on the couch by herself. Then I thought, hey, what's eating her? So I walked over and started talking to her. We went to the backyard to talk, and, you know, some things happened. One thing led to another, and it just happened, okay? I don't know what else to tell you, bro. I was drunk, she was drunk, we were both horny.
Shut up!
Hit twice in the same spot. What a night.
I hate you.
That's not what you were saying that night. Okay, look, I'm sorry. I shouldn't be talking like that to the mother of my child.
It's not your child or anyone. I'm taking care of it in the morning.
The hell you are.
You can't tell me what to do. If I want to take care of it, then I will.
You selfish bitch.
Excuse me?
Just because things aren't looking too hot for you, sweetheart, doesn't mean you shouldn't end a child's life for it.
That's right, Maria. The child didn't ask to be born, and...
Oh, really, Sylvia? Like I'm supposed to take advice from you? The person who always speaks up in church, or who'd be the poster child for, gee, I wish my daughter was like her. Listen, I sure do wish everyone up there could see you sitting on the bar stool down at Dudley's and watch you get drunk off your ass and be taken home by some 30-year-old perv. You think you're so high and mighty, Sylvia, but in reality, you're no better than me.
Maria.
Oh, don't Maria me. And you. I'm sorry that I hurt you. I'm sorry that I led you on multiple times, but I don't know, Cameron. I wish it was you that night instead of Joe. I'm sorry. I wish it was you going through this with me. Whenever we would say goodbye to one another after our study or lunch dates, I just had to get a hug from you. I had to. Every time you held me in your arms, I felt safe. When I was 7-year-old, wandering through my empty house on a stormy night, my grandpa, Phil, would pick me up and hold me and tell me, "It's all right, princess, it's all right." Every time you held me, I felt like you were going to tell me that, telling me that I was going to be okay, and that no matter what, we'll get through it. I guess I saw you more as my guardian angel instead of a lover, and for that, I'm sorry. I understand. I'll text you in the morning or something.
No, Maria, you can't do this.
Give me my damn purse back.
What the hell are you doing, freak?
Something that needed to be done.
You're a freak. Nobody likes you. The only reason you're here is because it's out of pity. I don't want you here, and I knew you were a perv.
I wasn't trying that, Maria, and you know it. I think we both know what you were going to do.
You little thief. Fine, take it. See if I care.
Look, I'm walking her out to her car, and when I come back, you better be gone.
Cameron, don't give up hope, my friend. There's still good people out there. It's just difficult trying to find them. But when you do find them, it's worth it. Danielle, can I borrow your phone?
Sure, pal.
I'm going to take this outside if you don't mind.
Take your time. I guess we're not watching the game. Oh well, it's not like something spectacular was going to happen anyway. I'm going to use the bathroom.
And then there were two.
I don't know what to say. I mean, I knew what happened between the two of you.
Just what?
I just didn't want to believe that you would do something like that.
Well, I'm sorry for letting you down.
Why, Joe? I mean, you knew the consequences that would come out of this. You've always been the one that would think before you act. I mean, come on. Remember our sophomore year whenever I suggested that we should skip school and go to the mall and catch a flick? And you chickened out because you thought we'd get caught? Tell me, what happened to that guy?
He saw the light.
What?
Oh, don't give me that bull, Sylvia. What happened to that guy? What happened to that guy? He's been here the whole damn time, except your dumbass hasn't realized it yet.
Joe.
Who do you think you are? No, really. You actually believe you know everything about me? Did you know my favorite song is Midnight Rider by the Allman Brothers? Did you know that I hate The Big Bang Theory? I can't stand that show. It's a complete lie. Did you know what my favorite movie is? It's Good Will Hunting. We watched it 3 damn times. Did you know I hate watching the news because nothing good ever comes on? It's always something. It's always like some poor sap shot some kids at a school or university. Riots, mass murders. I'll stick to watching the shows like The Simpsons over watching trash like that. But I understand what you mean by what happened to Joe. You missed the timid guy from high school. The one who would listen to your BS and would always be there whenever things weren't convenient for you. Maria's right. You are no different from her. Nobody is. I mean, no matter who you are or what you do, you're no better than the guy sitting next to you on the plane or in the restaurant. The more that people see it that way, the better they'll be. The more they won't look at themselves as the heroes of their own stories. Do you know why I read books all the time? It isn't for the pleasure of a good book. It's for an understanding. Yes, an understanding of life. There were times in my life that I wondered if anybody else felt the same way that I did about war or racism, parents, friends, women. God, I loved reading Fitzgerald, Hemingway, and O'Neill. They told the truth. They didn't end their stories in some kind of fantasy where everything was resolved. I guess in their works, I wanted to feel like I wasn't the only one who felt like they were an outsider. I'll tell you what changed me though, sweetheart. This Side of Paradise by Fitzgerald. The book woke me up. It taught me not to spend my whole life searching for answers in books, but experience life.
Sleeping with your best friend's crush is an experience?
Sadly, yes. It's something I can look back and go, what have I done? How stupid I was. I mean, I must be a downright moron. But that's not it. I wanted to see what's out there in the real world. Not just Texas, but maybe California, or even further. Ireland, Paris, Scotland, who knows? That's why I decided to enlist.
Wait, what?
That's right. I'm thinking about enlisting in the Navy and head out to a boot camp this summer. Deciding to see what's out there and not stick around this dump.
What happened to that whole speech you gave to Cameron about the cons of joining the military and that O'Brien guy?
There's a lot of cons for joining the military, and that's what you need to look at first before you join, instead of looking at the pros like some people do. And I did that for a long time. I realized that there are more cons than pros whenever you join the military, and I understood them. I just wanted to just leave and experience what's out there. Who knows? Maybe if I make it back, I could be like Hemingway and write about my time over Iraq or some desert.
What about your child?
Sadly, I'll probably be like other military dads and just send a check to Maria and probably never see my son or daughter until they're 10 or 13.
Joe, do you even care if the baby lives or dies?
It's Maria's choice. It's not mine.
I can't believe this.
I'm sorry, Sylvia. I've always had feelings for you, but you probably knew that as well.
Joe,
You don't have to Joe me. I probably wasn't your type, or you didn't want to ruin your friendship with me, and all the other excuses that helped you sleep at night. But I know why. It's because I didn't take a chance when I should have. That's why I'm not waiting around for a miracle. I'm gonna make the miracle happen on my own. And yes, I do care if the baby lives or dies. Even though I'm talking a big game of changing, I still care whether or not Maria will let my child live or not. I think I'm gonna go walk over to Whataburger and get a chocolate shake. Any takers?
Why not? It's not like there's any action going on here.
I think I'm gonna leave with Danielle when she gets back from her smoke break. I'll let you know if I change my mind or not.
Suit yourself. You ready?
Sure.
Sorry, I had to. Tell Cameron I'll call him in the morning, okay?
Where are Joe and Brandon?
They left for Whataburger. You want to go?
Yeah, sure. I'm hungry, though. Can we get something?
Not Whataburger, please.
Fair enough. So long, Jess. It was great talking to you.
You too, Danielle. Be safe tonight, will you?
Of course, Dad. Man, it got cold in here all of a sudden. There must be an angel in the room. My grandmother used to always tell me whenever there's a cold breeze in the room, then there must be an angel near you.
If that's the case, then it's snowing.
Bye, Sylvia.
Bye, Jesse. See you in church.
Hello, son.
Hello, Father.
So, how'd it go? Did you find what you were looking for?
It was disappointing, but good.
How so?
I can't explain it, Father.
You know I could see everything that was going on in that house.
Yeah, so why did you ask?
I guess I wanted to hear it from your own mouth. I guess I wanted to hear your thoughts on the behavior of mankind in today's world and how they've not changed.
There's always good in people, Father.
I know there is. It's just that it's too hard to find it now in these days. Every day my heart breaks from the pain my children cause to the world, to my creation. Every day it's always something. Last year someone asked me how I could save 1 million people from drowning in the ocean, where I couldn't save 40 students from being massacred by a crazed gunman. Sometimes I want to flood the whole planet.
You already tried that.
And what good did it get me? People still turn their backs away from me. I think I hear my name called more in anger than I do in joy.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I kept thinking that my name was being called in that house, but it's just slang people use today.
I noticed that you had some beer.
No, I had some water.
You turned that alcohol into water, didn't you?
I might have.
You might have also turned Danielle's alcohol into water.
Wow.
Jesse.
What? You and I both knew that if she would have drank that, she would have been the one driving, and then about 10, 15 minutes from now, she would have been wrapped around that tree, and Sylvia would have made it, but, she would have lost her legs. So, yeah, I turned the alcohol into water, but I'm not ashamed of doing that.
Is that why you took the bag of marijuana out of Maria's bag?
Yes. She would have walked to her car, gotten high, and then she would have driven off into that blistering snow, and she would have crashed into somebody, and she would have lost her unborn son.
I love you, son. I just don't understand why you put yourself in harm's way just to save people who don't appreciate the sacrifices you make. I mean, every day the world is getting scarier and scarier. You see how people treat one another. Oh, sure, they smile whenever you meet, but as soon as you turn your back, they stab you right in the back. I mean, it broke my heart seeing you in those classrooms. I remember seeing kids pour perfume down your clothes because you smelled bad. I wanted to just run in there and shake them by the shoulders until they realized what kind of person you are. I also wanted to get you some new clothes and better shampoo. But you had to go out in the world dressed like that. You had to see what the world actually was through the eyes of a boy who wasn't blessed with the luxuries of others. You wanted to do this as an ordinary man. Again. Seeing the way they treated you in that house made me want to run in there and smite them and...
I understand your concern, Father. I truly do, but you remember what I once told you when a similar situation happened. Forgive them, for they know not what they do. I understand the difficulty of finding a true good-natured human being in this world. It's so difficult, but Father, if a little girl can still believe that everyone still has a good heart, I think we can as well. Now, I believe every single person in that house is good, but they've just lost their values. It's like forgetting a song, but once they remember where they left it, they remember why they fell in love with it. I hope you understand that, Father.
Sadly, I do, son. And like you, I will continue waiting for the lost song to return to me. You want to get something to eat?
Sure.
I'm thinking Whataburger. How's that sound?
Terrific, actually.